How's it going, flipping family? Welcome back to yet another flipping video. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about several, I think I'm going to go with 10 different items that you should be flipping every single flipping session. That does not mean that they are going to be able to flip, like the margin on them may not be worth it in the end, but they're items that you should check out every flipping session. These are items that I have chosen that have always been profitable for me. There may have been a few bumps in the road with them, but overall they've been really consistent, and they are a great staple item that you should be flipping. Before we get started in the video though, make sure you are leaving a like down below and go ahead and click that subscribe button right down below the video so you will know whenever I release new flipping content. Besides for that, boys, join the Discord. Link for that is in the description of this video. Come join the flipping family. We would love to have you, man. It is an amazing community. There's lots of novice flippers. There's lots of extremely experienced flippers. If you're either one of those, if you're not one of those, come join the Discord. Once again, links in the description of this video. Besides for that, boys, let's go ahead and get started. Coming at the number 1 spot is going to be the Amulet of Fury. Now, you should 100% be flipping the Amulet of Fury every flipping session you do, no matter what size your cash stack. Guys, this is an item that is extremely profitable, does not have a huge margin, but is extremely consistent in my opinion. As you can see right here, 13k margin, not crazy, but you know you're going to be able to get it to flip. I literally just put this buy offer in 20 seconds ago, and they're almost all already bought. The Amulets of Fury usually have no problem selling, no problem buying. They're a great way for you to get about 100k profit, not for each item, but like in total. They're really consistent. You should 100% be checking them every single flipping session. It may not be worth it margin wise for you. I would say flip it if it's over like a 10k margin. Anything over 10k, you're golden. You should 100% be flipping the Amulet of Fury, because if you're not, boys, you are missing out. And coming in at the number 2 slot is going to be the Toxic Blowpipe. Toxic Blowpipe I have had a lot of luck with. Now, it is a little bit more volatile, meaning it can change margins a little bit more than Amulet of Fury, but it's also still a really consistent item overall. I would 100% recommend flipping this. If you guys are not flipping this in your session, you are missing out. Margin right here, 43k. That's kind of on the higher end margin-wise for the Toxic Blowpipe, and to be honest with you, I've been having some pretty crazy margins on it recently, like upwards of 80k on it, which is just unheard of for the Toxic Blowpipe. Consistency wise, I would say you could expect maybe 20k to 15k margins on the Toxic Blowpipe. Similar price range as the Amulet of Fury, but also it's just a little bit less consistent, but it can get crazier margins than Amulet of Fury. So you should always 100% be checking these out in your flipping session. If you guys are not, I don't know what you're doing, man. Sure, it's about double the price, a little bit over double the price of the Amulet of Fury, but you should still 100% be checking it out every flipping session that you do. Coming in at the number 3 slot is going to be the Berserker Ring. Berserker Ring, boys, it's pretty consistent. It's pretty consistent. I would pretty much say consistency, same as a Fury, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more consistent than Toxic Blowpipe. Margin wise, not that crazy to be honest with you, 10k or less I'd say is the average. I wouldn't flip it for anything under 5k. Like right here, it's 8k. Decent margin, not crazy, but if you don't have that big of a cash stack, 56k is a really good profit for you for flipping the entire GE limit. So you should 100% be checking out the Berserker Rings. Once again, they're a little bit inconsistent once it comes to margins, but you can expect, I would say, yeah, anything 10k and above, I would say is the average. Now, once you get to over like 30 to 40k, be careful with the Berserker Ring, because that's seeming to me that it's pretty volatile. You just have to be careful and decide if that risk is big enough or small enough for you. But as of now, as of recording this video, I guess, Berserker Ring's one of my favorite flips. I want to 110% recommend flipping it during your flipping session. Coming in at the number 4 slot is going to be the Amulet of Torture. Now, Amulet of Torture, of the other 3 items we have done, it's probably the most volatile that I've talked about so far, but you can get the highest margins out of any of the ones that we've talked about. So Amulet of Torture, I've seen upwards of 300k margins on it before. Now, mind you, it's been a while since I've seen a 300k margin on a Torture Amulet, but average on them is probably about 30 to 80k. I know that's a wide range, but that's about the average I've seen on it. Some people may disagree with me on this one, but I think the Amulet of Torture is worth the risk. If you guys have the cash stack to be flipping the Amulet of Torture, you 100% should be. Now, once you get upwards of those 100k margins, Amulet of Torture gets a little bit sketchy, but anything under that, it's a pretty solid margin, and there's a good chance you'll be able to get to sell them all before that margin changes. Coming in at your number 5 slot is going to be the Dragonfire Shield. Dragonfire Shield, boys, is actually one of my favorite flips. I would say volatility-wise, it's around the same as the Amulet of Torture, but overall, it's lower price. So if you guys don't have that big of a cash stack, you can 100% be flipping the Dragonfire Shield. I've had a lot of luck with it, boys. This is one of my cash cows over these past several months. Now, my only concern with it is once you get over like the 60 to 70k margin on it, it can be pretty volatile. But anything under that, like 30 to 50k, I think it's a really, really consistent, solid item that you should 100% be adding to your arsenal of items that you flip. If you guys are not, I promise you, you're missing out. Coming in at your number 6 slot is going to be the Uncharged Toxic Trident. Boys, margin here is 10k, but that is on the lower end of margins I've seen on the Uncharged Toxic Trident so far this month. It fell out of my good graces. I'm going to be honest with you. It fell out of my good graces for quite a while, but I've started flipping it again, and I'm so happy that I started flipping this item again. Boys, it has been absolutely killing it during my flipping sessions. Anybody who's seen me live, I flip them all the time, and I'm having a lot of luck with them recently. Like, I'm talking upwards of 70k margins on these puppies, and they're all selling without me having to drop the price on them. I think they're a pretty consistent item, at least from what I've seen, but overall, I would say they're volatile. So far, they've been a little bit consistent, but my overall experience with them has been they're a little bit volatile, but they're still 100% an item that you should be adding to your flipping session. If you guys are not, there's other items that you can choose, like Dragonfire Shield, Berserker Ring, in the similar price range, but I just think you're missing out if you're not flipping the Uncharged Toxic Trident. Coming in at your number 7 slot is going to be the Serpentine Helmet. Serpentine Helmet. Whatever it is, I don't care. Serpentine Helmet. Guys, this is an item that I have just recently started flipping. I think it was thank you to Furno in our Discord. Shout out Furno. This item has been killing it for me. Now, it does take a little bit longer to buy, but I have no problems getting this item to sell. Right now, it's a 32k margin on it, and I would say that's the average I've seen on it. I can't really give you a price range for item, like, margin-wise, but I would say 32k is average from what I've seen from this item so far. Now, I've only been flipping it December and January, but since I have been flipping it, it has 100% been a cash cow of my session, something I can always rely on, and something that has a decent amount of consistency within my flipping session. So if you guys are not, definitely check out the Serp Helmet. Coming in at number 8 is going to be the Archer's Ring. Now, boys, right here, 18k margin on the Archer's Ring. I would say that's about average. Anywhere from 18 to 35k is what I would say the average is on the Archer's Ring. It is a consistent item. Please, 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 please be flipping the Archer's Ring. It's not extremely volatile, probably one of the least volatile items I have on this list, and I've had a ton of luck flipping the Archer's Ring. You should 100% be flipping this item during your session. It should be on your short list. This should be one of the first items that you check out. So please, if you are not, check out the Archer's Ring and add that to your short list of items to flip. Coming at your number 9 spot, I'm sitting here thinking, man, should I skip this item since it didn't have a great margin on it just to make it look good? And no, I'm an honest person, and this is something that I feel just because it doesn't have a great margin now, has a really consistent margin, and it has way higher margins than this. That's going to be the Manta Ray. Now, ask anybody that has been in one of my flipping sessions live. The Manta Ray has had upwards of 40 GP margins on it before. They have been absolutely ludicrous. margin wise. I love the manta rays. They're probably one of my favorite high volume flips. You should 100% be checking it out. If you guys are not, please check out the manta ray. Once again, probably my favorite high volume item to flip live, just because of how consistent it is. I usually get really good margins on it. I'm not able to sell off the entire limit of them without dropping the price, but still I can drop the price and make a really fat profit on them. Check out the manta rays if you guys have not already. And coming in at number 10, Elder Mauls. Now boys, margin right here 24k. Abysmal margin on the Elder Maul right now. But I swear, you can ask Scapeonomics too. Elder Maul is an insane item. Insane item. I've seen upwards of 1 mil margins on it before, and I've consistently been able to get it to flip for 500k plus margins. Now, average on it, 70k all the way up to 200k. It is a really solid item. Consistency is not there all the way. I usually have to drop the price a little bit whenever I'm selling them off, but once I do drop that price, they sell quick. It's not like the margin on it just completely disappears. It drops down just a little bit, and I'm always able to get the Elder Mauls to sell off. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I have a ton of luck with the Elder Mauls, but personally, I think it is a staple item that you should add to every single flipping session if you guys have the cash stack to do so. Please, check out the Elder Mauls. And that's all I had for this video, boys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you found something useful. Don't forget, click that subscribe button down below right now so you can get all notifications for new content that I release. And boys, piece of advice, if you are new to flipping, even if you're not new to flipping, one thing I recommend you check out is GE Tracker. I love GE Tracker, oh my gosh. That's how I started out early on whenever I was new to flipping, trying to find items, trying to find decent margins. GE Tracker is an amazing website. It's like flipping utilities plugin on steroids. Link for that is in the description of this video. Go check out GE Tracker. If you sign up, I think you get a 2-day free trial. It's a really cool tool. At least check it out. I promise you it is 100% worth it if you are flipping. It's a great way to track your profits and do a ton of other cool things. So go ahead and check that out if you guys have not yet. But besides for that, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.